Hello, everyone. I would like to invite you to repeat after me. My voice has power. Again, my voice has power. I'm an important voice in the world. And my voice will be heard. My voice has power. I choose to be honest and vulnerable, even when I am afraid. My voice has power. When I use my voice, I use my power. My voice has power. Thank you. Who has ever been called an activist? Who calls themselves an activist? How did you get inspired into activism? Think about it. How did you get inspired? This is a question that I get asked a lot. How did you get inspired into activism? Let me get one thing clear. I never became an activist. At no point did I think there's nothing else I wouldn't rather do than to get up, get my ass beaten, have my human rights violated, and get arrested. At no point did I think, oh, wow, this is a great day to go mourn the deaths of my community members due to police violence, lack of mental health support, and the dysfunction of the IND. So I never became an activist. I got labeled as one. I do what I do because I have no choice, and I refuse to look the other way. You know, I noticed that the label activist is often used to devalue and disregard people fighting for justice. For example, my comrades and I from Kick Out Zwarte Piet were for a long time labeled as extreme left terrorists, as troublemakers, and as activists. The Ministry of Justice even listed us, well, a better word, they even mentioned us on a terrorist monitoring list as to watch because of the polarization that we could cause. The narrative of the activist is always shifting, and something changed in the way that the Dutch media and society view the work that my comrades and I are doing. For example, I went from being on this terrorist list to being on the cover of a magazine. That is quite cool. But being an activist and Black Lives Matter is a hype right now. A hype that a lot of people and our planet cannot afford. How many times have I heard, I'm not an activist, they are, or I don't do that? Does this sound familiar to you? I'm not an activist, they are? I feel by saying that, it takes away the responsibility that we all carry to create a juster world. It's not a label that you put on others to ignore your own responsibility. We need to reinvent the activist. Change is work in progress. And I have to think about Desmond Tutu in this moment. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. And we can change neutral to, if you're passive in times of injustice, you've chosen the side of the oppressor. If you're silent in times of injustice, you've chosen the side of the oppressor. If you choose to look the other way, well, you've chosen the side of the oppressor. People label activists often as angry, emotional, negative, and hard. Yes, I am angry. And my question is, why aren't you? What other response could I have to daily microaggression, institutional racism, patriarchy, sexism, anti-queer violence? What other response could I have? So yes, I am angry. Why aren't you? And I'm not talking about anger as a destructive energy, rather as a fuel for hope. Because I truly believe that we can make a change, step by step, bit by bit. Every action matters, how big or how small. And we might not see the changes that we want in our lifetime, and that's okay. Again, change is work in progress. And we all need to participate in doing that work, individually and collectively. Because reinventing the activist is not so much about performing an act. It's about doing the work and feeling the collective responsibility for each other and our planet. The first time that I used the megaphone, this was a life-changing moment for me. The first time that I used it, this was at a protest against police violence in The Hague. And we were chanting, and somebody came up to me and kind of, they didn't give it, they kind of pushed the megaphone in my hand. And I started chanting very insecurely. No justice, no peace, no racist police. As the crowd participated, my confidence grew. I realized that my voice has. From that on, I was inseparable with the megaphone. I call her my other wifey because my wifey is sitting there. But we're Polish, so it's okay. And I know it's kind of scary to have your voice amplified. But as the people, especially as marginalized people, our voice in the fight for liberation is our biggest weapon. Something shifted within me during last year's Black Lives Matter protest. I remember being at the Tommy Holton Memorial, and I was standing across this predominantly white crowd. And I was chanting, and please, I say Black lives, you say matter. Black lives, Black lives, Black lives, and something just broke within me. I am done centralizing the oppressor in my work. I am done centralizing the oppressor in my work. I am done centralizing the oppressor within my work. And I'm done begging the oppressor to see my humanity. I am done. By standing and working on what I want, I expose what is missing. By organizing Black Pride in the Netherlands, we actively stand for what we want and need. When Black people organize themselves, this is not a counter movement, it's self-determination. And I'm done. We are done waiting for a seat. We're building our own table. I want to give a special shout out to marginalized people and everybody who's doing the work. Because with the work and the label activist, well, it can come with a certain pressure and expectations. It can feel like that people always expect you to be at every protest. That people always expect you to speak out or do something because you're an activist, right? I saw some of you raise your hand because so you're activists and you have to do this, right? Maybe this is your own expectations. Maybe it's a bit of both. At least it was for me. Mixed with some childhood traumas, racist institutional traumas, other traumas, and wrapped with the savior complex. I often have to tell myself, it's okay to not be at every it's okay to not be at every protest. It's okay to not always speak out. It's okay to take a step back and rest. It's okay. And it's okay to not be able to save the whole world, because you can't. And that's okay. It's about making sure that you show up when you can, to speak out when you can, to donate when you can. And if speaking out is too difficult or too dangerous, find a different tactic. Don't give up. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just keep moving. We need to carry each other and take care of ourselves. It's like what ancestor Audre Lorde said, right? Caring for myself is not self-indulgence, it's self-preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. So, let's engage in acts where we centralize our healing, our needs, and our joy. Let's cook, dance, love, and I won't say a dirty word that I can't say, but let's cook, dance, and make love. Make love is a better word. Let's make love and breathe as an act of a resistance. As I said, this is a special shout out to everybody who's doing the work and marginalized people. If not, I need you to get up, get dirty, be complicit, and be against injustice. Because again, reinventing the activist is not so much about performing a certain act. If you came for that, I'm sorry, because my talk is not so much about that. It's about doing the work and feeling the collective responsibility for each other and our planet. My voice has I'm an important voice in the world. Again, I don't believe that. I'm an important voice in the world. And my voice will be heard. My voice has power. When I use my voice, I use my power. My voice has power. Thank you. But we are not done yet. As I said, we're using our voice. I want to invite, unfortunately, I have only 3 megaphones, but I want to invite 3 of you, or those who feel I'm ready, I know I want to use my voice. And when you do, I want you to think about, also people at home watching, I want you to think about, what do you stand for? What do you stand for? Think about it, and I want you to come up and manifest it. So again, unfortunately, I have only 3 megaphones, so I want to invite 3 people to come to the stage and amplify your voice. It has to be within my 80 minutes, so you have to come up, or else they cut me. So, yes. 3 megaphones. 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 3 megapho please. Amplify it. Let us know what you stand for.
Choose love and speak out. Even when it's a very small thing that you can do, just be uncomfortable.
Woo! Thank you.
I stand for against injustice. I stand for equality within all people, with all different sexualities, no matter the color, no matter your background, no matter the class you came from.
Woo!
I stand for not just saying you're diverse, but actually being diverse.
Woo!
I stand for all the artists, regardless of their color of the skin, regardless where they come or geographically based, to have the equal power to inspire and to monetize their work the way that they deserve.
Woo! I wanted to say, it's interesting, eh? Always women to the front. It's interesting, but you kind of saved the other group, you know? But it was interesting. But again, enjoy your day, and thank you again.